More people than ever now surfing the web. It's no surprise that online crimes are a growing problem. Well, tonight our 40 Force wants to help protect you and your pocketbook with a look at ways to keep your information safe. ABC 40's Chris Pisano joining us now from the newsroom to tell you more. Chris?
Dave, tonight it's the 44 cyber scams, and we revisit this topic from time to time because it is so prevalent and it's growing more and more in scope. In fact, according to federal crime stats, in 2013, nearly 263,000 internet crime complaints were filed with the FBI. The amount of money reportedly to be lost, nearly $782 million. The average dollar loss per complaint, $3,000. And the group scammed out of the most money, that would be those 50 and older who lost a combined $338 million. Those are significant problems, of course, but the solution isn't that complicated because while you can't be 100% safe 100% of the time, doing one thing can dramatically decrease your odds of getting scammed. You need to verify authenticity, be it in an email, on a website, on the phone. Just make sure that the person or company contacting you really is who they say they are. So, for example, you get an email or a phone call from someone purporting to be your bank. Contact the bank independently and verify they are actually trying to get in touch with you. It can be as simple as that. And tonight, here at the 40 Force, we'll be talking to a panel of computer experts. We'll show you examples of exactly what to look out for and work on and how to avoid these latest scams. And you can call in right now and speak to our panel of experts. We have several computer experts standing by. It's free, 846-0240. They will be here until 6:30. And as I mentioned, Dave, coming up, we'll show you some of the most popular cyber scams out there right now.
Plenty of them, Chris. Thanks. And up next on the 44 cyber scams, a popular one to watch out for, the phishing email virus. You know, keeping your financial information safe from criminals isn't always easy when you're on the internet, but there are ways to decrease your odds of getting scammed. ABC 40's Chris Pisano will get in the newsroom with a look at one criminal trick called the phishing email virus. Chris?
Yeah, Dave, if you have an email account, chances are you've received a few of these in your time. And like most scams, this one isn't an easy one to call out because the criminals are pretty crafty. And joining me now is Stan Prager from GoGeeks out of East Longmeadow. And Stan, kind of fortuitous in that you received an email phishing virus just this morning. Let's pop it up on the screen if you want to tell me about it.
Yeah, it was pretty fascinating, especially very timely for the show tonight, right? So receive an email, and it purports to be from Chase and claims that, there's a problem with my account. Click in it, and it'll take me to some site. So one of the things that you can do if you're not certain with one of
dear
these,
valued customer.
Yeah, dear valued customer, exactly. If you lay your mouse directly over the link that's on here, like this is the trusted bank one example that we have here. If you lay your mouse directly over that, you'll see that the URL that appears is not the actual bank.
URL meaning?
The web address.
Okay.
All right, so if it was Bank of America, normally you'd lay it on there and it would say bankofamerica.com or BOA.com, but instead it has some like foreign sounding series of numbers and letters.
And it's not just one bank or one company. We've got another one up. Let's put the next one up. This is the second email phishing scam, and I have it kind of pointed out to you. One, it's a generic greeting.
Yes, absolutely. It's a generic greeting. There's often a lot of misspellings that will appear in here. It'll not appear to be a professional, but the major thing is that your bank will never send you something of this nature that has a link in it. If you get a message and you think it's really from your bank, you think it's legitimate, don't click on the link ever. Go directly to the website. If you go directly to your Bank of America or United Bank or whatever your bank is, go to that website or credit card company and log in. Because if there's correspondence waiting for you, it'll be there. It'll say there's a problem. But your bank will never send you something like this asking you to click on it to verify your account. It's always a fraud.
And finally, the eBay email. I've received a few of these. There's another one going around. It's the PayPal email. And it looks really official. They even have the company logo.
That's correct, and they do a great job of mimicking it. And the other thing I should note is that if you actually click on that link and you go to the page, it'll be an exact mask of your really legitimate site. These are particularly dangerous because eBay and PayPal are related, and if you log in, you could be giving away your PayPal information, which links directly to your online banking account. Very dangerous. Be careful. This stuff is never correct.
Very good. Stan, thank you so much. Stan's one of our computer experts here. If you'd like to call in 44 cyber scams, you have till 6:30 to talk to Stan or the other folks all about computers and scams. It's 846-0240. Dave?
All right, Chris, thanks. And up next on the 44, so we'll introduce you to another popular scam called web search misdirection. We're getting hit right now here.
Yeah, you know, we're taking a little bit.
Recognizing cyber scams and staying safe while you surf the web. That's the focus of tonight's 40 Force. ABC 40's Chris Pisano joining us once more with a look at another popular online scam called web search misdirection. Chris?
Yeah, Dave, this is a lot more subtle than the other ones because you as the computer user actually initiate it. Ray Ragusa now from Ramray Solutions joining us. And Ray, we're calling this website misdirection or redirection. Explain to me exactly what that is.
You put in a search term into a search box like Google and thinking you're going to a website that you always go to. And when Google comes up with the search results, you think you're clicking on the top one going to your website, when in reality you're going to some other website, being redirected to another website, which is not what you want to do.
And the way the search results come up, I didn't realize this. You said the higher the result usually occurs because that company is actually paying money to Google or another search engine.
That's correct. Usually the top lines of the search engine and the sidebar, those are paid for advertising. So if somebody puts in the same kinds of searches that you'd want to find, for instance, Discover card.
Funny you should mention that because we have an example. While we're talking about that, let's pull up the example of the Discover card.
Okay, so you put in Discover card and something else hijacks those terms and puts their information at the top of the search list. You click on it not really thinking because it looks like Discover card. And at that point you wind up going to a different website. It may look like Discover's website. You asking for your login information.
Right.
You put in your username and password, and bingo, they've got that information on your Discover.
So obviously we need to be really careful what we're clicking on. Ray, what do we need to look out for specifically to make sure we're on the website we want to be on?
Look at the URL underneath the name at the top. So the URL will tell you what website you're going to go to. The next best thing to do, or actually the very best thing to do, is always bookmark the site that you want to go to and use bookmarks instead of searches to get there.
Very good. Ray, thank you so much. Okay. If you'd like to speak to Ray, call in right now. Our computer experts are standing by to answer your questions and concerns. It's the ABC 44 Cyber Scams, 846-0240. Dave?
All right, Chris, thanks. And coming up next on the 40 Force, email attachments you never want to open. Coming up first. People now surfing the web than ever before. It's no surprise that online crimes are a growing problem. Well, tonight the 40 Force wants to help protect you and your pocketbook with a look at ways to keep your information safe. ABC 40's Chris Pisano now back in the newsroom to tell you how. Chris?
Hey, Dave, so far we've looked at two very popular cyber scams that are very similar as well. They're both looking to trick you into giving them your sensitive information. But this next one, two of them actually, they're a little different. It's called, first, Scam Email Attachments. And joining me once more is Stan Prager from GoGeeks out of East Longmeadow. Scam Email Attachments, explain that one to us.
Well, typically people are very concerned about junk email that they might receive.
Right.
In general, most email is not dangerous so long as you don't click on the link or click on the attachment. It's the attachment where you can get your computer infected.
And unfortunately, junk email doesn't come with a sign that says, warning, junk email. They look pretty legitimate. In fact, let's pull up our first example. This is a real popular one called the FedEx virus.
Yes, absolutely. So with the FedEx virus, that is an attachment that appears attached to an email that you might get, and it would say your package is lost in the mail, or there's a problem with retrieving your package, or here's your updated tracking information.
And that looks completely legit. It even has an order number.
It masks the FedEx mail identically, except you'll notice the from, that is obviously not FedEx.
It is not.
But most people wouldn't notice that. What you would notice, you know, if you're a typical user, why would you expect this, right? And even if you didn't order something or weren't expecting something, you think, well, maybe Aunt Millie sent me a package.
You're
I'm
hoping. Hey, let's put up the next one. This is a little more primitive, but again, another FedEx, same idea. This one doesn't have the logo. It says USPS.
Right. But again, it's, you know, especially if you're a busy person, businessmen are often targeted with this. You know, it's a shotgun approach, but if you answer it, you look at it, you think, oh my God, you know, my FedEx package, there it is. The attachment, this is what you want to look at. Never click on the attachment.
Don't click on the attachment.
Because that'll release a virus into your system.
How about this next one, crypto virus? This is one of the worst ones out there.
Yes, so this is a spyware as opposed to an email attachment. This is the crypto locker. So what the crypto locker is it's a piece of spyware which is like a virus that gets into your computer, which then codes all your files. It encrypts them, so unless you pay them a fine, this is known as ransomware. If you don't pay them the $300, your files will not be retrievable.
And another one is the FBI ransomware. Let's pop that one up as well. This is completely unlegit. This is fake. There is no FBI warning that locks your computer.
No, and in fact, if the FBI was after you, they'd be kicking down your door. They wouldn't be sending you an email. But many people will fall for this, and it'll claim that you've broken the law in some fashion through web browsing or what have you. It gives a lot of examples, and then it wants money, and they don't take credit cards. They want a money pack, which is kind of like a money order that you can get from Walgreens or CVS or something, to send it to them in order for them to release your computer. That's why it's called ransomware. Don't pay the ransom. Don't let criminals extort money from you. Call someone like us, GoGeeks, or another, legitimate computer place, and we can help you. But don't give money to criminals.
Good advice, thank you, Stan. Again, you can call and talk to Stan or the other folks here that are computer experts. No doubt you've probably seen these warnings if you spend any time online. It's 846-0240. Dave?
All right, Chris, thanks. I'm afraid to go on the computer anymore. But coming up at 6, we're going to take a look at a criminal fix that people are looking for, too. Keeping your financial information safe from criminals isn't always easy when you're on the Internet. But there are ways to decrease your odds of getting scammed. ABC 40's Chris Pisano joining us again from the newsroom with a look at one criminal trick called the Rogue Security Program. Chris?
Yeah, this one's pretty crafty again, Dave. You're online surfing the web, and all of a sudden a screen pops up and says, "Warning, your computer has a virus." And it looks, as usual, very legit. But it is not. In fact, we're taking a look at one of them right there. This is called the Rogue Security Program, and Ray Ragusa from Ray Solutions is here to tell us exactly what that is, the Rogue Security Program.
These are pop-ups that occur on your computer to make it seem like you have a problem with a virus, and this particular website will be able to take care of that for you. In fact, if you look at this particular one on the screen, it mentions the word Vista in there, which was the name of one of Microsoft's operating systems, so you think maybe it is something quite legitimate.
And it looks pretty scary. Attention, danger, exclamation point in all red. We have another picture of one more of these Rogue Security programs. Let's pop that one up as well. And again, it has kind of the Microsoft logo up there for confusion.
Right, and that's one of the big things. And people look at these for the first time, and as soon as they click on them, they're infected. There are ways of shutting down your computer before you can get infected with these. Probably the best thing to do would be just to go to the Start button, choose Shut Down or Restart, and restart your computer. Do not click inside these boxes.
That's kind of the irony. It's telling you your computer has a virus, but by clicking on it, you get the virus then and there.
Right, and they may make your computer run better, but they're putting spyware and adware and
they
stuff like that.
They fix a problem they created.
Exactly.
And kind of segueing into this Rogue tech support, again, a screen pops up telling you, we can help you fix your computer. We're looking at one right there.
Right, and the problem with those is once you click on those, they may try to get you to sign up for a monthly fee. And then they'll take care of your computer for that monthly fee. But again, whatever they're doing on your computer, they're also putting stuff on there that doesn't belong on your system. So it may look like it's working better, but probably is still reporting out to the internet stuff that you don't want people to know.
And bottom line, somebody's online, they get these pop-ups. They're not necessarily looking for security or tech help. They just come up on their own. That should be a warning sign.
Exactly. Do not pay any attention to those things because they are nothing but trouble. Just shut that box down or restart Internet Explorer.
But that woman looks so friendly.
I know, but she's not. At least the people behind her aren't very friendly. So.
I see. All right, Ray, thank you so much. If you'd like to speak to Ray and our other computer experts, give us a call right now. It's ABC 44's Cyber Scams, 846-0240. We're here until 6:30. Dave?
All right, Chris, thanks. And coming up next, a cyber scam that starts with a phone call. But recognizing cyber scams and staying safe while you surf the web, that's the focus of the 40-Force tonight. ABC 40's Chris Pisano joining us once more from the newsroom with a look at another popular computer scam, but this one begins with a phone call. Chris?
Yeah, again, another tricky one, Dave. As we just mentioned, this one, it's a cyber scam, but it doesn't start online. It doesn't even start on your computer. It actually starts, innocently enough, with a phone call, but then it ends with you paying out big bucks, potentially. Joining me now, Stan Prager from GoGeeks. This is the telephone scam, but deals with computer problems. Explain how this one works.
So it's kind of a shotgun approach. You receive a telephone call and it purports to be from Microsoft or some other company, Norton perhaps, your security software, whatever. Microsoft's the most common one, and they're going to say that your computer is sending out spam, or your computer is infected, or there's something wrong with your computer. Now, especially if you've had problems with your computer recently, and who hasn't, people are going to believe, well, maybe it's true. It's just a shotgun approach. They call everyone, and they want you to give them money or give them access to your computer so that they can install spyware on there to upload your personal information.
We were talking earlier during the commercial break. You said about 90% of the questions and concerns you're getting tonight deal with this very scam.
Yes, absolutely. Probably 90% of the telephone calls that I've gotten tonight have been from people wanting reassurance that they're not being targeted. Some people have received 12, 14 telephone calls in the last couple of weeks from people purporting to be from Microsoft or a similar organization, claiming their computer's infected and wanting to get in. Some people have fallen for this, unfortunately, and given a credit card or given other information out there. You know, these are criminals, and nobody can really know what your computer is doing. You're never going to receive a legitimate telephone call from Microsoft claiming to help you. You want to, if you get a phone call like this, what I always recommend is say to them, the person on the phone, would you mind holding while I call the FBI? Chances are,
what happens after that?
Chances are they'll never call you back.
That's right. So, bottom line, reassure me and everyone else, no one on the phone who calls you, me, or anybody else knows what your computer is doing or that it has a virus.
That's correct. That would be absolutely impossible for that to happen. It really is just a criminal attempt. But this extends beyond Microsoft fake phone calls, as you probably know. There are fake charities, insurance companies,
Sure.
your bank. Whenever you get a telephone call from anybody, be skeptical. Ask for their telephone number so you can call them back. 9 times out of 10, an illegitimate place will not give you a telephone number.
Yeah, if it begins with 555, you know something's wrong.
Probably a problem, yes.
Stan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on the show. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Stan, one of our experts here. You have a few minutes if you'd like to call in and speak to Stan or any of our other computer experts. ABC 44 Cyber Scams 846-0240. Dave, a lot of great information tonight.
Great line, too. I'm going to put you on hold while I call the FBI.
Call the FBI, yeah.
I love
that
it.
works every time.
For more than one thing, Chris. Thanks.
That's it.
Now, if you missed anything tonight, we have it for you at WGGB.com.